Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice. It is Monday, June 12th, and we are on the Just Baseball Network. Welcome to it. Our job today, deliver some MLB winners. We've done a pretty good job of it so far this season, and of course, all of our plays are tracked on the Pikkit Sports app. Remember to use code PETER when you sync your sportsbook to the free app, and you will be entered into a raffle, and you can win anywhere from $3 to $100. The link is in there. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I give you my picks. We go over the model. And then, of course, we welcome on all of our great MLB cappers. Producer Cohen, can you flash the leaderboard for the people to let them know where we stand right now? I took a little bit of a dive, and we'll go over my quick recap, but I'm still in the lead, which is good, but we got a lot more people coming into the green. Shout out Ollie, shout out to Jen, Ben, Tomas, Jake, Gino's still killing it, and Javon, and then Anthony, Nick, Cam, Aram still in pretty good, and then we got Not Mid, Major Matt, we got KB, Colby, California Wager, and Crab sitting at the bottom, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, it's going to be a long season full of ups and downs, and we're going to end the year positive. I believe in the team. Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Good to see you back. It's a new week. It's a kind of a short MLB slate. So in this episode, I have one pick, technically two picks in the same game. I have my prize picks entry, model time, then home run talk, then, of course, all of our great plays. Producer Cohen, let's do a quick recap of the day before. Not ideal. And I'm kind of pissed off at myself. Obviously, I'm pissed off because of a losing day, but the San Diego Padres needed to be some sort of max. I mean, we left money on the table there. Dodgers, they lost 5-4. And then Arizona, Detroit, the final score looked a lot worse than it was, obviously, because it ended like 11-6. But if you were watching the game, you saw a 4-2 game. Then you saw a very controversial catcher's interference that then allowed Corbin Carroll to come up, and he had a grand slam, and it was over. 1-2, you know, obviously it's a losing day, but you want to learn from it, right? And I learned from it. I got to trust my favorite play. So that's what I'm doing today, right? We're learning, we're growing, what's the right word? We're maturing. Producer Cohen, we're maturing. That's what I'm going to do today. I've been very good on the totals this season. And I'm going to start isolating why I think the total is going to hit based on the ballpark pound model, based on what I already had leaned going into the game. And that breaks into our first pick. So we are doing the Cincinnati Reds versus the Kansas City Royals at 8:10 p.m. Eastern. The pitching matchup is Luke Weaver versus Zach Greinke. So yesterday's game influenced my initial lean on this game. And then the model just put it way over the top. The Royals bats without Vinny Pasquantino are not the bats I want to back, but these Reds are who I'm targeting today. What initially led me to fade the Reds was their performance against Adam Wainwright. They were able to get him a bit later, but outside of a Jonathan India home run, they left a lot to be desired. They showed their age, right? This is a very young team. They're very aggressive, and against a veteran pitcher, they want you to be aggressive because they're not going to blow it by you, right? He wants to get them out of their rhythm. I saw an Adam Wainwright with diminished stuff, it's so funny. I was looking at Adam Wainwright's box score. Every single one of his pitches was down from this year's average. So that was arguably the worst version of Adam Wainwright based on just velocity, his spin rate, all that kind of stuff. Of course, he was locating well, but I was so upset with the Reds not being able to hit him. And then I had a kind of an epiphany. Well, no wonder. Right? So I'm going to fade them the next day against Zach Greinke. However you cue it up, you'll find the Reds are about a league average offense against right-handed pitching. They're in their better split overall against lefties, but I expect that to change moving forward now that Ellie De La Cruz is in the lineup. But regardless, still right now, they're at their worst against right-handed pitching with all righties that they're going to deploy in the lineup. Zach Greinke loves facing right-handed bats. Righties have only posted a 554 OPS against him this season. For reference, that is a better mark than Spencer Strider, Shane McClanahan, and Joe Ryan and so many other aces. He goes to that sinker and slider a lot against righties, and they are holding opponents to a batting average of under 200 against. The lefties in the Reds lineup could ultimately do us in, right? Those lefties are TJ Friedel, Ellie De La Cruz, and Will Benson. The rest of the lineup are right-handed bats with clear better splits and better splits at Great American Ballpark. I think we're going to see a fantastic start if Greinke can limit damage against those three, especially in Kansas City, where he's posted a 3.00 ERA this season and a 3.45 FIP. Luke Weaver has had troubles with the home run this season. He's going to be on the other side. He can tally up the strikeouts, but the long ball has affected him all season long. Luckily for him, Kauffman is one of the lowest scoring run environments of the day due to wind blowing straight in. He has more working on his side. As the main contributor, the big power bat in their lineup, Vinny Pasquantino, is on the IL. Weaver's 4.51 expected ERA and 4.04 Sierra imply he's been rather unlucky. He's allowed 8 home runs in 26 innings at home, which has ballooned his ERA to 7.21 at Great American Ballpark. On the road, ERA drops to 5.06, still not good, but the home runs have come down. He's facing a Royals offense with the fifth lowest slugging percentage against righties this season, factoring in Vinny in that lineup, and the 9th lowest ISO, factoring Vinny into that lineup. He is the bread and butter of this offense. He has plenty to work in his favor, but Greinke is the superior pitcher in my eyes. And the Reds bullpen will most likely be without Alexis Diaz, which is not great. But they do have a few key arms ready to go, including Buck Farmer and Alex Young. Both are excellent. ERAs under 3. Fernando Cruz has an ERA at 7, and he's going to be available. So as long as he doesn't give up like 8 runs, I think we should be good here. The Royals bullpen is not very good. But again, they have key arms rested. Taylor Clark, Aroldis Chapman, who if you listen to the Just Baseball show, we were talking about those could be key arms that will be dealt at the deadline to contenders because they're really solid. Both ERAs under 3.0. And Scott Barlow should also be available. He's okay, 4.18 ERA. As long as he's available, he's a decent arm, and I don't think he's going to be that big of an issue. Those 3 beyond Greinke should do a great job of limiting runs. And the model, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when the model is obsessed with a play, we have to bet it. I already leaned it, so seeing that the model was so obsessed, we're going to talk about it in a little bit. But the model has the Reds at 2.99 runs, and it has the Royals at 3.6. What does that equal out? About a 6.5. The total's at 9. Rarely are we going to see that kind of value on something all season long. And just think about it for a second. We like the Reds offense, right? It's very exciting. A 9 total in this game? These offenses almost don't deserve a 9 total with bad weather. That was my original. I was like, this is high. And the fact that it came down to 8.5 gave me a lot of, confidence. So going back to that specific thing, because the last time we did it, our one bet that ended up hitting on Friday was the Padres minus 1.5. I said I've almost never seen a 7 projection, right? Under 3 is a little bit more common, right? Because that was the second time it's happened all season long, and the Padres put up 9 runs. You rarely see anything in the low 3s, but the Reds are at 2.99. I found a few instances. It took me a while to finish the write-up this morning because most of it was going through the entire history of the model. So it's happened 5 times this year where a team was projected lower than 3.00. On April 23rd, the A's were projected 2.89 runs against Jacob deGrom. They scored 2 runs in that game. On April 19th, the A's were projected 2.92 runs against Justin Steele. They finished with 2 runs. On April 18th, the A's were projected 2.87 runs against Marcus Stroman. They finished with 0. The Rockies, back on April 16th, were projected 3.00 runs against Luis Castillo. 0 runs. But it did lose 1 time, back on April 5th. Guardians, A's. A's were projected 2.93 runs against Hunter Gaddis. They didn't score a run through 7 innings. But Ryan Noda hit a solo shot, followed by a 3-run home run by Jesus Aguilar in the same inning. They scored 4 runs. It even went to extra innings, and they only ended with 4. So that's why I sprinkled a quarter unit on the Reds team total under 3.5. It's an alt line on BetMGM. You're probably seeing mostly 4.5s. I took the alt line because I want that under 3.5 at plus money. But my main bet is the Royals versus the Reds, because I don't think the Royals are going to have that great a day on offense either. So I took under 9 runs. It's great to see it move to 8.5. And you're probably wondering, Peter, will you take it at 8.5? Absolutely. The model has it at 6.5. I would have taken it 8.5 if it was at 8.5. 9 is a very key number, and obviously I like that position better. But 8.5 is still definitely playable. What is it on BetMGM right now? Minus 105 towards under 8.5. Well worth a play. Well worth a play. And if you just want to follow the model blindly, that's disgusting, Peter. Absolutely. But why do you come to the show? Do you come for me to tell you Rays minus 1.5 today? Should I tell you Braves minus 1.5? They just lost to the Nationals. They'll probably cover 2, right? No, these are the types of plays long-term that make us money. We find value in the places that nobody else wants to look. Royals, Reds, ain't nobody looking at that game on a Monday. People are tired. They're wiping the crust off their eyes. Guess what? We're going to go in and we're going to steal something. All right? Bruce Cohen, what do you think about that pitch? You love it. I mean, why not? It's probably not going to hit now. Just kidding. I really like it, right? Very similar to that Padres minus 1.5 play. You rarely see me take Padres or any run line for that matter, right? Yeah, we could take Rangers minus 1.5 today. You're not a genius or telling me that. Now it might hit. I've taken square plays before. They've hit. Sometimes they haven't. This is a good play. Look at the splits too on VSiN. Look at them on Pikkit. It's kind of split money. Why is it crashing down with split money? I'd understand if it was like 80%, every sharp in the world was hammering it. I'd get it. Not that the splits kind of average, but it moved to 8.5 for a reason. Reds team total under 3.5. They ain't scoring 4. You should read my TikTok comments. I like the under. Reds are staying hot. People who know, TikTok comments are a great barometer, but for those on social media, you know that when your comments disagree with you, you're normally on the right side. It's football. I don't know if you guys remember, because nobody respects me as a football capper. I have no idea why. It was so funny. I was at a family reunion. That's why I was off on Saturday. And my uncle, he tails on my baseball plays. And he's like, why would I ever tail your football plays? What do you know about football? I'm like, can you stop disrespecting me? I'm a football guy. I was up like 16 units in the NFL last season. Can I get some respect, please? Peter, love the analysis and love the logic behind the pick, but how scared will you be if Ellie steps to the dish with bases loaded at any point in this ballgame? Extremely scared. Very scared. I hope that doesn't happen, though. And I want to see Greinke fool around with this Ellie De La Cruz, because you know Greinke. Like, if Zach Greinke is on the hill, you know he's going to mess with Ellie De La Cruz. I think he strikes him out a couple of times, which gets us into our prize picks entry. All right, let's talk about Greinke. Let's talk about Greinke a little bit more, right? This plays around minus 120 across the board, so not a ton of value like Bryce Miller, who we're talking about in a second, but it goes along with our under, right? And Greinke's ability to get out right-handed bats. He has 50 strikeouts this season, with 31 of them coming against right-handed bats. He strikes out righties at a 19.8% clip compared to a 16.2% clip against lefties. The lefties in the Reds lineup, Ellie De La Cruz, Will Benson. As much as you guys know I'm obsessed with Ellie De La Cruz, the reality is he has a 37% K rate. We knew that when he was coming up. That's why the hit tool is around a 50. Everything else is like an 80 because he's nuts. He does swing and miss a lot. A 37% K rate, Greinke can fool around with him. Will Benson, 30% K rate. And then the fact that he can get all these righties out. TJ Friedl's another lefty. Probably won't strike out, but we need 4. Right? I ain't relied on a TJ Friedl strikeout, but how electric is it going to be when Zach Greinke strikes out TJ Friedl on the first AB of the game? How about us? All right, let's talk about Bryce Miller. All right, this is minus 135 on books, so we're getting really good value here. He's allowed 19 hits in his last 2 starts. Horrible, right? Good fastball hitters are taking advantage of Bryce Miller's basically 70% usage of his fastball. Luckily for Miller today, the Marlins are not a very good fastball hitting team. 3 starters in the Marlins lineup with a positive run value are Luis Arias, Jesus Sanchez, and Jorge Soler. Outside of that, it's bad. The total's at 7.5, and the Mariners are favorites after the Marlins have been this dominant. This has the makings of a Bryce Miller masterclass. Give me under 5.5 hits for the young, exciting rookie for the Seattle Mariners. Give me that. Well, that answers my question. You like Greinke K's as well? Oh, do I like Greinke K's? It's a part of my prize picks entry. Less and more, baby. Less and more. And remember, guys, if you want to tail along with this and you have yet to download Prize Picks yet, remember to use code JustBaseball when you download for a full instant deposit match on the best daily fantasy app. Might as well go get your free money. I keep hearing, oh, it's not in my state. Grow up. Grow up. All right. We're playing that. Better value than you're going to get on books. Give me Bryce Miller under 5.5 hits. Give me Zach Greinke more than 3.5 strikeouts. Producer Cohen, it is time to bring out the model. Time to bring out the model. We got Park Factor's game simulations and a matchup machine. These are the math plays, right? Just math. The model is going to run it 1,000 times, the simulation 1,000 times, and it's going to spit out some projections for us to take a look at. Remember, always don't base your plays solely on this. It needs to back up in your baseball brain, or if you cap by just looking at lines, it needs to match up with it, right? Yeah, let's start with the Reds. I mean, look at that shit. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, what are we talking about here? Just baseball math. Just math, Capwise Nick. Look at that. I mean, come on. Are you screwing with me? It was another one of those lines where I was like, holy shit. It was so funny, guys. I had the same thought after I watched that game against Wainwright. I'm like, these young Reds are so overly aggressive. They're going to get carved by Greinke, aren't they? And then to log on the next day and see that it was at 2.99, I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. The Reds are not going to be able to hit these slow, crafty righties. They just get so over aggressive and they just pound the ball into the dirt. But at the same time, it's not like the Royals are scoring, right? I mean, the Royals, like, they're saying there's great value on the money line today. But again, you should ban the betting on the Royals money line because they're not a good baseball team. What if I told you that the Royals have like 4 more wins than the A's, maybe 3 now? They're not a good baseball team. I'm taking alt under 5.5 plus 280. Sam L 145. I love the way you think. I love the way you think, my friend. I took Reds team total under 3.5. It's a little cheeky, but I like the way you think, my friend, because you know that this game's going to end 3-2 Reds. You and I both know that. We already wrote it in. We scheduled it. 3-2 Reds. Bang. Ends on 5. We're out of there like a light. Bang. Let's get to the next game on the model. So this one, we've heard a lot of Phillies and Diamondbacks talk, and you're going to hear it a lot coming up on stream. Diamondbacks maybe slight favorites. What would you play Greinke's K's up to? I think he probably lands on 4 or 5. I don't think there's like crazy value on it. But that said, the model does have it around 5. So if you can get plus chicken at 4.5, don't hate it one bit. But as you can tell, this game, right, a little bit of value on the under. Kind of interesting. A little bit of value on the under. They think the game should be capped closer to 9 runs, even though it's at 10. I don't mind the under. Don't love it, obviously. It's a tough one. I would have to look into how rested the bullpens are. Let's do just a quick bullpen usage. Or Producer Cohen, is there any way you can screen share and look up bullpen usage? Let's do that. So just look up bullpen usage, RotoWire. We'll get it up for the people. I want to look into these bullpens real quick to see if there actually is a little bit of value on this under. All right, so then go click on Phillies. Give us a second here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is a really good tool, guys. This is a really good tool. So this is bullpen usage. You go to RotoWire and you can see how many pitches these guys have thrown. So Producer Cohen, can you click on the Phillies? You'll see, go up to the top bar and just go PHI. Phillies. So you can see that Jose Alvarado, best arm, definitely not available. Gregory Soto, definitely not available. Interesting, they're going with Strom here. Jeff Hoffman, not available. They will have Sir Anthony and Craig, probably, but they did pitch yesterday. Yeah, Phillies bullpen is not lined up very well. Let's go to Arizona. Arizona all the way at the very beginning. Trey Jameson's not going to pitch probably. Jose Ruiz, you don't even want him in anyway. Kevin Ginkel, I'd like to see him in if you're a Diamondbacks backer. He's probably not going to pitch. Austin Adams, kind of good. Kyle Nelson. Kyle Nelson's pretty good. Shout out UCSB. Chafin, Cash. Okay, so the Diamondbacks have a pretty close to an A bullpen. Pretty close to an A bullpen here. AZ off a big comeback, Gallen out after 5 2/3 yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like how this game is playing out. This is easily a no bet for me. I just don't love the board today outside of that Reds-Royals game, to be honest with you. But let's keep going through the model. All right, so we got this game. As you can tell, A's have value again. A's have always had the value. It was always the A's. It was always the A's. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a W model in the chat? Can we get a W model in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, for always believing in the A's? Always believing in the A's. It was always the Oakland A's. I don't think it's always the Oakland A's today, though. I don't think it was always the Oakland A's today. Rays -1.5 must be a free lay piece, huh? A's won 5 in a row. It's the Rays. No way the A's cover the run line, right? No way. It's James Caprillion, who's got like a 40 ERA, and Zach Eflin, who struggles on the road. No way. No way, right? A's money line +230. A lot of Rays bettors on the stream today. A lot of Rays bettors on the stream today. Oh, we got one coming up soon, too. Is it the A's? Was it always the A's? I personally, for my Rays bettors, I'm like making fun of them because, of course, the model shows value on the A's again. I don't see a world the A's winning this game. I mean, no way. Actually, though, no way. I mean, can we be honest? If the A's win today, they're going on a 20-game win streak. Just like back in 2002, I think, when Moneyball didn't do the actual good players on the A's any justice, whether that be Miguel Tejada, whether that be Barry Zito. How about Tim Hudson? How about Mark Mulder? No mention there, just about Scott Hatterberg and that pinch hit home run he had. People forget. David Justice. Yeah, David Justice. Kind of a legend, but I don't even think he mattered on that A's team. Can't spell Rays without A's. One of the great points made in stream history right there. Was it donk, though? Hattenberg gets on base. Yes, he does. We got one more play in the model. We got this game. So I was thinking about playing the under today, ladies and gentlemen. I do like this under because I think Logan Webb actually has a very good day. I kind of like the Giants the more I look into it because I'm like, the Giants hit lefties very well. I was looking for a way to prove why the Giants are going to hit today. What are you saying, producer Cone? He does get on base. Are viewers able to give plays on stream? Unfortunately not. We have all of our MLB handicappers ready to go, and this is a competition, but we'll maybe consider something next year, or we might do a stream like when we don't have that many cappers on where we just give out the link and people just come on and pitch whatever. But as you can tell, so I kind of lean the Giants due to the fact that I like the Giants against Liberatore in this matchup. And the Cardinals, I don't know what to tell you. They're not that good. We keep waiting. Right? Cardinals fans said we keep waiting. But I like Logan Webb. I like Logan Webb today. I think the Cardinals are just going to drill the ball into the ground today. So I kind of like the Giants, kind of like the under. Not enough. Just leans. Basically just leans. So that's where we're there. Let's get into some home runs. Okay. Who do I like here? Ryan Noda is definitely going yard. Who do I like here? Adam Duvall against Seabold is sneaky. What are his odds? King of Sportsbooks, BetMGM. Let's see. Hold on. Everyone pull up your sportsbooks and look up Adam Duvall to hit a homer. In Fenway. Player props. Home runs. Let's see if there's any value on Duvall. Plus 320. Plus 320? They don't want to see us win, ladies and gentlemen. That's a weird line. Should Sox have an edge due to that? I would say so. Or it could be a revenge narrative. But again, it's hard for me to take a Red Sox coming off Sunday Night Baseball. Are they offering a no option? I wish. No, I mean, I don't love anyone on this. Let's go to the top. Some Rangers are definitely involved in this one, as we can tell. We got Seager, Young, Heim, Adolis. You could probably consider taking a Texas Rangers team total over. Any of you guys notice that there's no Reds and no Royals up here? Not even close. Interesting. Who do I like here? No one's really jumping out. I don't mind Julio. I don't mind. I actually like Josh Young. Josh Young, if I had to make a play, Josh Young, a lot of Mariners against Luzardo. Josh Young would be my favorite against Tyler Anderson. That would be my favorite of the day. If you're going to take a home run prop, I would take Josh Young against Tyler Anderson. I think that's the play. All right, is it time to bring on half of Capwise? We got Nick. Nick continuing to give us winners with the mustache and the mullet. Producer Cohen, can you flash the leaderboard for the people?
Like maybe. I don't know about that.
Where we got Nick at? Minus 4.45 units. We're battling back.
We were in the green.
We were in the green. What happened?
I had a big day where I got hooked on every play that I said on stream. And then just went 1 and 2 the next day.
We make it back. Ups and downs.
We're chilling.
Let's get into it then. What are we on today?
So you said that you're not going to come on stream and give out Rays by 2. I'll be that guy.
All right.
So this is purely just a model system play. This is I've said it on stream a couple points at this point. Our holy grail spot, 16-4 on these minus 1.5s overall over the course of the season. Of course, one of those plays I got hooked on was one of them with the Giants, but they only won by 1 against the Rockies. But yeah, I mean, so even at minus 160, I think it's good value. I have a ticket for minus 2.5 as well. I just kind of systematically ladder these. I will say, Oakland's hot. They're playing well, and I like the value on Oakland every game in that series against Milwaukee. In this spot, I just, with Caprillion on the mound,
James Caprillion is an ERA under 10.
I mean, me too. Would you trust me out there? It might be even better. But yeah, no, Caprilion's not good. He's pitched a little bit better since he got sent down, got called back up. But he's still not good. I know the Rays offense is also a little bit cold, which is I will admit a point of hesitation. We actually have 2 holy grail spots today. I like the other one more than this. But yeah, it's just system play. I have to do it. I have to submit it for the contest. I know that over the course of the season, if I submit every single one of these, they'll put me up coin.
Muck that cooch is in chat right now.
I know. He's in our stream every day.
Muck that cooch made a good point though. Travel from Tampa to Oakland cross country without an off day is rough.
Yeah, although Oakland's also traveling cross country from Milwaukee. Are we going to say that Milwaukee is like
that cooch is now
a significantly shorter plane trip than from Tampa?
And Oakland, is flying Spirit. At least the Rays have a personal. Actually, the Rays, they're probably flying like United.
Oakland probably had like an overnight Greyhound bus.
Can you imagine? Like Ryan Nona and Brett Rooker sharing a backseat in like a yellow school bus. And
there's like a couple of random people who aren't on the team who are just also on the bus. It's like pit stop for an hour too long in Omaha.
Oh, do you remember Paul Blackburn, the All-Star story where the A's wouldn't get him a plane ticket or something like that?
Oh no. That's so bad.
Oakland plane is the same one for Major League that the Guardians take. That's great. All right, so we're on Rays. We're laddering them up. You're fading the Oakland A's. I mean, they're a wagon.
They are. And yeah.
Can I just ask, what would your model have the winning percentage at? Just curious.
I don't have it up off the top of my head, but
thought you were a numbers guy.
Huh?
Thought you were a numbers guy.
Yeah. So let me go look. So I will say I don't actually think probably technically value on Oakland on the ML, but I think the blowout potential is high enough.
I think it's fair because I think it's one of those games where it's like weirdly close and both teams look hungover and it's like a 3-2 Rays win, or the Rays just win this game 8-1.
Yeah, I have the Rays at 70%.
Well,
so I guess like minus 260, probably technically not quite value. You probably want 75% for that.
Yeah, what are we looking at here? What's the money minus 275? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're minus
with them being on the road, it fits the system that we have.
Fair enough. Let's keep moving on.
Yeah. So the other holy grail spot that we have today is the Braves. Braves by 2, and then equivalent Braves by 3 ticket. Charlie Morton is, I don't know, he's okay. He just goes out and gets the job done. Tigers offense is like bad right now. I was just looking through their lineup today. There's 3 guys in there who are hitting better than 200.
They can't hit a righty to save their life
over the last
right
couple
now.
weeks.
They just went weirdly crazy against Gallon for no reason.
Yeah, and actually that was one of the holy grail spots that we had yesterday. Got extremely lucky to catch the minus 1.5 there.
Hey, no, mark it down as a check in the scorebook.
Exactly. It's not about the journey; it's about the destination.
Couldn't agree more.
in betting, at least, we'll say that. But yeah, I think Morton goes out and has some success. Looks like a pure bullpen game for the Tigers, which is basically the second day in a row. I think they had like opening pitcher, primary pitcher yesterday.
Yeah.
But a lot of pen arms. Looks like we have Mason Englert starting, and then Tyler Holton coming in. Neither of these guys probably pitching more than an inning or two. Englert is awful. He's got a negative 0.6 WAR this year.
Not ideal.
In 36 innings, which is the 6th worst out of 644 pitchers.
That's not what you want to see if you're a Tigers backer.
Yeah, no, he was a Rule 5 draft pick from the Rangers. Yeah. Had pitched like 15 innings above high A before this year.
Well, they need arms.
Just like kind of a non-prospect.
I'm looking at just the bullpen usage. Garrett Hill unavailable. Will Vest most likely unavailable. Jason Foley may be available. Would be not rested though, and actually that would help the Braves. Snaro might be available. Tyler Alexander probably not. Like they're dry.
Yeah, they had like their top. I'm looking at like the Fangraphs closer depth chart, which has similar stuff on it. Their top 6 guys all pitched yesterday.
Braves game is taken off FanDuel. Any reason why? Well, first, that's on you for using FanDuel. I'm seeing it right here on BetMGM.
Massive L.
A massive L. It could be a pitching change. Maybe it's not Englert. Maybe they're starting with someone else. Englert's going to pitch. It's a bullpen game. It's what happens in a lot of these when they change starters. I remember the Dodgers game got taken off the board because Victor Gonzalez started, and I was like, I'm still riding.
Yeah. This game has been like up and down.
Yeah,
the board
like
all day.
I only got a simulation for it 20 minutes ago.
And yeah, like I had to wait until pretty late in the day to submit this for the contest.
There you go.
Because it just wasn't up on MGM.
What are you gonna do? All right, let's you got more plays, all right?
Yeah, I've got one more.
Let's get into it.
I think you'll like this one because you were talking about something similar.
Okay.
So I've got the Giants team total over 4.5 at plus 105.
Yeah.
So you were talking about Giants ML. I was thinking about Giants ML also. For some reason, I just didn't really want to deal with Logan Webb. I really like Logan Webb. He's a good pitcher. There's just like something about the Cardinals offense is sketching me out today. I like the value on the Giants, but I feel a lot more confident in Liberatore getting hit around.
And you're also getting a better line. Like you probably have to lay minus 120. What is it on BetMGM right now? Giants are minus 130. So instead, like they could win 5-4, but you're getting plus 105 on the team total.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Liberatore given up 4 straight runs each of his last 2 starts. They were against 2 teams that rake against lefties. I mean, I was on the Rangers on this show at minus 140 on the ML. In Liberatore's last start that cashed, and he gave up 4 in like 4 innings against the Guardians in his start before that. Those are 2 teams that rake against lefties. They don't K a lot against lefties. Liberatore had 2 Ks in each of those games. The Giants do K a little bit more, so maybe that's a slight green flag in Liberatore's favor relative to those last couple starts. At the same time, the Giants have like a 158 or something WRC plus over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
against lefties, they're raking. They've brought up a couple guys like Schmidt, their shortstop, and who just I don't know. They're just hitting lefties really well. They've been a team who's typically better against righties, but right now.
It's
against lefties.
It's going back to normal. Like I think look at the lineup. Like it's a lot of these righties who feast off lefties. Like I'm just looking at their 2, 3, 4. That's why I was on my phone. I was looking up their lineup, what it looked like. And when they have Estrada, Wilmer, and JD Davis, those guys are just lefty killers. Like that's what their lineup should be much better against lefties than righties.
Yeah.
So I think when they're early on, when they were starting to crush righties, I think that'll normalize, and then the lefty will be their better split. Like when we're talking at the end of the competition in October, we're gonna be like, yeah, remember when the Giants were better against righties?
Yeah, and I think the other thing is also like when they have Yastrzemski in the lineup, when they have Jock Peterson in the lineup. I mean, those are two good left-handed bats.
Yeah.
And they're not playing today. So I mean, your lefty hitters today are Michael Conforto and Brandon Crawford, and that's it. 7 righties.
So
against Sleeper Drew, has like a career 325 batting average against righties.
Good point. We have a question in the chat. Why totals at 8? Why is Giants team total 4.5? Well, on BetMGM, you can basically get a team total at every price. Like he realistically could lay 6.5 units on -650 for the Giants to go over 1.5 runs. So you have 3.5 towards the over at -160, and you have 4.5 at +105.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also think of it this way. So like the two main lines that a book will set in any game are just the money line and the total.
Yeah.
And then based on the money line, based on the total, you can set up probability. So there's like this % chance that they go over and under this many runs. It's a derivative market. The lines are just purely based on what the spread and what the total are at.
Yeah.
There's not like any kind of extra tweaking. It's just formulaic like that. And if something's off with a derivative line like this, then maybe there's something off with the base numbers also.
Could be. Nick, good stuff, my man. Thank you, my friend. We got Braves by $1 billion. We got Rays by $1 billion. We got the Giants team total over for a little bit. Of plus.
I don't know that I'd lather them quite up to $1 billion, but I think $1 million.
It's kind of soft.
Soft pace sometimes.
Soft pace. No, I mean you're taking 2.5s and 1.5s. Good stuff. They're on the road. They fit these systems. Good stuff, my man. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Yep. See ya.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, who we got next? I know we don't. Someone's coming up right now. Lid Lager should be back. Any questions in the meantime? Happy to answer anything. Oh, Lid Lager's here. Bring him on. Bring on the Lid Lager. Oh, there he goes again. Oh, it's all Lid Lager. Yeah. Now we're good. Lid Lager.
Hello.
I saw your tweet. It looked a little, maybe when I send a tweet when I lose a bet or something, and you can tell by my words that I'm sad. Seemed a little sad. And I just wanted to cheer you up. You look great.
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball, right? I'm not down on myself, but losing 13 units in about 4 weeks isn't fun. But again, transparency, I'm not trying to make a living out of betting. I'm trying to make some money off of betting. But if people follow my plays, I want them to make sure that I've been very bad of late. Hiding that.
W transparency.
Yeah, it's a long-term game. If you make money, whether you follow or fade, by all means, I'm happy for you. Find whatever's best for you. So not a sad tweet, but it's who I am. And the biggest part of this industry is humbling yourself to learn those lessons. So right now I'm just adjusting myself to the new rules, as we have seen throughout the season, how they're affecting the pitchers and whatnot.
This is why you're going to win long-term sports betting, and I'm very excited to see your plays today. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so the first one, that's probably a good lesson into long-term winning. Betting on Luke Weaver and Zach Greinke unders is probably not a good recipe for long-term winning. But
I love this play. I'm on the full game over.
Yeah. I like the rested Royals bullpen, but this is more. I think Greinke has a really good matchup today. The Reds, I believe, only have 3 lefties in the lineup.
It's
and
Friedel, Ellie, Benson.
Yeah, I mean, if Ellie steals 5 bases and scores 4 runs, by all means, fuck me. But I think he pitches well today, especially in the ballpark. I think Greinke pitches well regardless. It's hard for a lineup like the Reds that just saw if you've seen the Jordan Hicks stat with the teams that have the most pitches thrown over 100 miles an hour, the Cardinals are leading by like 150. It's literally just because of Jordan Hicks comes out of the bullpen and throws gas. Not near the strike zone, but gas.
And Helsley.
Yes. Going from that, the next day going to an 89 mile per hour fastball dotted, it's much different. So I think it takes some time to adjust. Also, Greinke's been fantastic at home so far. But also Luke Weaver. I think he has a good matchup with the ballpark he's in today. He's a big fly ball pitcher, which is awful for Great American. It's phenomenal for the Royal Stadium in Kauffman. Also, I think we have some good wind. We have good weather. It's a lot of good matchups. Obviously, again, the Royals, what they do is hit the fuck out of the ball. If Weaver allows the ball to get hit the fuck, who knows where it's going? But if it's a high pop fly,
if it gets hit the fuck.
If it gets hit the fuck, we'll see what happens. But I like the first 5 under. I think we're being a little overvalued by how well the Reds offense has played, which by all means have been phenomenal. You got to love them. But
Great American Ballpark.
Yes, great point. But Greinke being a favorite at home is pretty telling to me. And this total moving down from 9 to 8.5, which we've seen. I mean, yesterday we saw Braxton Garrett and Giolito, not fantastic pitchers, but they're pretty decent names that people like to back. They're 8.5. So you're telling me Luke Weaver and Greinke also get an 8.5 total? That's moved down. I want to be on the side of that money, and I'll take the first 5.
Good stuff. I'm on the full game under, and I'm on Reds team total under 3.5.
I did like that play too. Can I ask you though, Peter, were you concerned for full game? Because I'm like 100% sure that we won't see Diaz or Sims. I think they're 2 best arms. Do the other arms kind of concern you in the Reds bullpen, who have been a lot better than most people think or realize? But does that concern you at all?
I mean, it's not ideal, but I have Alex Young and I have Buck Farmer, who have also been very, very good. So if I have those 2, and then let's say Weaver gives us 5 1/3, I got to get through a Fernando Cruz, who's terrible, as long as he doesn't give up 3 runs to the Royals.
Yeah.
Then I think, and then if I get those 2 and I get Jabot, like I get another one with like a pretty decent arm, I'm fine, because it's like the Royals are not very good. So it's like, if they were facing the Braves, would I be concerned? Absolutely. Against the Royals, if I just have some quality arms, I feel good. Like, prove to me that the Royals deserve a 9 total ever, unless Jordan Lyles is on the mound.
Yeah,
like,
that's a great point.
And they don't have Vinny. Like, and you say to yourself, I think Luke Weaver has a great day. Like, if he goes 6, I feel great about the arms that are available.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And you talked about the Royals bullpen being rested, and then I get Greinke for 6, potentially 7, and then I get like Chapman and Clark. I'm fine by that. So I think this game goes under in the full game. It just gives me a little bit of breathing room. And like, the only reason I didn't take a first 5 under, because I was like, shit, what if Salvi hits a 3-run home run? Like,
definitely less room for error. For sure.
Like, there's wind, but like, wind can't stop 115 mile an hour exit velo at 480 feet that Luke Weaver could give up. So that was why I just took the full game.
No, that makes sense.
I honestly think Luke Weaver has the biggest chance of selling this of any pitcher even left in bullpen or starter.
I don't disagree with that. And the reason why I didn't take the Royals first 5 though, it's because they have less than 20 wins. They fucking suck, Peter. They suck.
Like like Greinke could go 5-inning shutout, and then Weaver could throw a 5-inning shutout.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I don't care about the match. The Royals, it's the Royals. They're sharp all the fucking time, but they're just not a good baseball team.
They're much closer to the A's than people want to give them credit for.
Agreed. But I mean, agreed. I think Weaver's the biggest liability, but I don't think he pitches poorly today.
No, I don't either.
So same mentality.
I think we get like a 5-6 inning 2 to 3 runs from him. I think Greinke legit shoves.
Yeah, I think he gives up 1 run. Also, what I really liked about these 2 guys, starting pitchers, probably the 2 lowest walk percentages as starting pitchers in today. So we won't see, they're going to have to hit to get on base. And if you're telling me the Royals have to hit the baseball to get on base, I'll take that, Peter. I
totally agree. Couldn't agree more. You and I are just sucking each other off over this play, and it's going to be 10-8 Royals.
If Colby's on the over, I mean, I'll already chalk it up. But
Colby's on the under too, and he's next up on the queue.
Bunch of handsome guys on the under. I mean, what could go wrong? By all means. Okay, I got
more plays though.
I do. I got the Marlins total team under 3.5. So interesting, Peter. Can you tell me this? Since the start of June, they have played 9 games. Would you care to guess how many times the Marlins went over 3.5?
9.
8. So very close. So they got essentially shut out by Dylan Cease, but he shoved. But 8. So they've been phenomenal. My concern is though, it looks a little skewed by their matchups. They played the A's, they played the Royals. And then they played the White Sox. And my issue with that is there was a podcast I listened to on YouTube that told me the White Sox might have a couple all-stars in their bullpen. And per
Was
their
that
recent
us?
outings, it was definitely you guys. Yeah, you said Graveman and what's his name?
No way. I said that with my lips.
Yes, it was literally you. You were talking with Jack and Arm, I believe. So I watch you guys' podcast.
When was this?
YouTube.
When was this
It-
date? Because I
it
should be
was-
kicked off the podcast if I said that.
It was either the AL starters or the potential. It was the trade deadlines and who's potentially tradable. So you guys were going through all the teams, going through the AL, talking about the White Sox. You said Graveman and fucking one other arm. They said they've been pitching well. They deserve to get in the All-Star game. So maybe you had a hot date and you weren't so focused.
I need to be arrested.
Maybe let Jack take over the hosting for a little while and you not talk as much.
Yeah,
But
no, that's just on me. Like,
anyways,
I'm a human being. I make mistakes. That was a mistake. It's a mistake.
anyways, the Marlins, I'm not impressed by their offense. They've had a lot of easy matchups, and Bobby Miller, after his two probably the worst outings you'll ever see for a starting pitcher in 7 and 8 earned runs in the past 2 starts, all his props on BetMGM are juiced to the under. 2.5 earned runs allowed, juiced to the under. His hits allowed, juiced to the under. Everything's juiced to the under. I think he pitches really well today. And again, the Mariners bullpen is really solid. They haven't seen a lot of solid work lately, so they are rested. And I think they just take advantage of a Marlins team going into a pitcher's park, and going on the West Coast, staying on there for quite some time. So I think it's a bad matchup for a team that doesn't hit the fastball that extremely well, or at least as much as their stats may show. I think Bobby Miller bounces his way back. After what? Yes. Sorry. Bobby Miller doesn't need to bounce back. He's already up there.
He's just a
Bryce Miller. Yeah, but Bryce Miller, I mean, you guys are talking about his fastball. It has a very high grade, and I think we see that potential come out again tonight against the Marlins lineup.
Couldn't agree more. I took Bryce Miller under 5.5 hits on Prize Picks. You got one more play though.
It's a Prize Pick entry. Yeah, this is interesting. So I do like usually seeing the lineups before I do this, but I'm a huge fan of this. I think every square pushes, to be honest. So I'm just gonna get my money back because it'll be free entertainment. But I'll first talk about Tyler Anderson. The Rangers just saw potentially the best lefty changeup in McClanahan yesterday. Tyler Anderson's changeup is just dog shit. Do you know what McClanahan's changeup ranks at, Peter?
Where McClanahan's changeup
at run value. Run value, sorry.
It's got to be crazy high.
It's an 8.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So do you know Tyler Anderson's changeup run value?
-8.
-6. So pretty close.
Yeah,
but 2 very extremes. And Tyler Anderson being his put away pitch, being a changeup, I don't think he gets a single strikeout. That guy, the Dodgers fooled everybody. He got paid for that changeup shit last year. That guy sucks. Anyways, Dane Dunning again. The Angels lineup has seen Dane Dunning quite a bit, and we just don't strike out against him. And it's interesting to see how we have not a huge difference of lineup in last year, but this year we're one of the lowest top 10% teams in striking against right-handed pitchers. Dane Dunning's probably not going to go deep into the game. We've already seen him once this year. He doesn't have high strikeout stuff. So for a team that doesn't strike out against a guy that probably won't last long, who's probably going to get hit around, again, I don't think he sees a lot of strikeouts today. And then Luzardo, this one's definitely a little more risky. He has the most well-performing player so far, at least on my list, which I don't usually like backing, but I think he has a good matchup today in the Mariners. The Mariners just swing at fucking everything, man. They're probably going to hit him decent, but I think he's going to whiff a lot of those guys. All those lefties, I don't think stand a chance against him. As much as Crawford does not strike out against right-handed pitchers, he's almost opposite to get left-handed pitchers. He goes from 11% strikeout rate to a 33% strikeout rate to lefties. So I think Luzardo finds some decent strikeout stuff today. And I think we, again, good push potential everywhere, risking 0.5 to win essentially 1.5 units full.
Good shit, my friend. We got a couple of plays. We got a Prize Picks entry for the people. It's great to talk to you. Stay positive. Keep looking good.
Oh, that I can do easily. That's without a doubt. But tomorrow I'll be sure to bring on a Prize pick for the community entry, which has yet to fail.
Fail.
Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Atta baby. Keep it going.
Yep.
Little ager. Talk soon. All right, we got Colby Olson. Not in last, Colby Olson. Show the people the lip hair. It's growing. Look at that. No,
it's hard to follow up mid-major or mid-major. He's a very handsome fellow.
Your facial hair looks kind of too good. Like I see you're going the mustache with the beard. We need just a mustache.
Just the mustache. Well, let's see if I can win a bet today.
All right. All right.
I got a couple I think could hit today.
Let's talk about the first one that might hit. What is your most it might hit today?
my most it might hit, and it's gross, and I just feel terrible about it, is the Red Sox Rockies under 10.
Okay.
That's my might hit. I love this play, but I'm gonna go into my analysis. I'm just gonna own up to my analysis because I trust my analysis always. So the Rockies have a 63 WRC plus against lefties, and they face James Paxton today. They also have a 646 OPS on the road. So they're facing a lefty. They're also facing a lefty on the road. The Rockies shouldn't score today, is basically my analysis
and
here.
Coming off Coors, which is genuinely tough.
Traveling out of Coors, now they go to Fenway, which is a hitter's ballpark, but I don't think it really matters at all.
It's the altitude, it's the different air.
It's the air, man. And then so Paxton, outside of that blow-up start where he gave up 5 earned in 3 innings against the Angels, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in any other start, in his other 4 starts. And he has 8 or more Ks in 3 out of 5 starts. So he's been excellent, man. Like I'm a Red Sox fan, and he's just looked excellent. I expect that to keep going today against a Rockies lineup that is just trash against left-handed pitching. The Red Sox bullpen is also very fresh. Bayo went deep into the game last night, so everybody's pretty fresh out of the Red Sox pen. Also of note,
who do you trust in the Red Sox pen that's available today? Just question.
Are you just baiting me into a Joely Rodriguez here?
Exactly what I'm doing.
Winkowski's available.
Okay. He's got an ERA below 4.
Tonight, back to back. I would expect pretty much everybody's available out of the Red Sox pen, which has actually been solid. So, whatever. Yoshida's out of the lineup as well.
That's big.
That actually is
because he's the only good hitter on the Red Sox.
Dude, this Red Sox lineup has been just awful. They have a 90 WRC plus the last 30 days, and now they do face familiar friend, an old teammate in Connor Siebold, who has a 5.03 ERA and a 5.71 FIP, and that's in 7 starts. That's gross. He's going to give up some runs today. I have no doubt about it. But this Red Sox offense has not been able to score in bunches at all. I believe they've only scored more than 1 run in an inning over the last 2 weeks once. They scored 5 in an inning. Outside of that, they just score 1 run an inning. And it's gross. It's just the grossest product of baseball out there right now. And if you're giving me 10 runs, that just seems like way too much.
It's a lot of runs.
It's moved down to 9.5 at plus.
It has moved down to 9.5. That's a fact. Also, to answer, it is. It's 9.5. It's under 9.5 is at -120, so it's moving. So you got a great price. Before you get into your next play, I want to answer these insane comments from Ollie One Putt, whoever that loser is. Peter chirping Sox pen after the Yankees just dropped 2 or 3. Yeah, I am. The only good thing about the Yankees right now is their bullpen. We don't have Aaron Judge. Congrats on beating us when we had Willie Calhoun leading off. Now, I'd like to see Ollie 1 unit, the good better on stream, but Ollie 1 putt, garbage analysis.
Ollie half unit is what we're calling him.
Ollie half unit. Let's get into your second play.
My second play is Rangers Angels over 9.5, and Lid Lager actually talked about this one a good amount. I'm surprised he didn't take this because in his Prize Picks entry, he's basically doing this exact play by fading both Anderson and Dunning. But you have the Rangers, who are one of the best teams in the league at hitting left-handed pitching. They have a 130 WRC plus against left-handed pitching. That's third in baseball, behind the Rays and the Braves. And now they go against Tyler Anderson, who has a 5.62 ERA and a 5.04 expected ERA. That's just a recipe for the Rangers going off tonight. But then you have Dane Dunning, and Peter, as you love to say, the regression monster is coming, and he is freaking hungry, dude.
He's looming.
He's like salivating because Dane Dunning has a 2.52 ERA and a 4.69 xERA and a 4.61 SIERA. Like 2 runs between those. There's no way that's keeping up, especially when Dane Dunning is striking out 5 batters per 9 innings. Are you kidding me?
It's not going to work.
Are you kidding me? And the Angels offense has been good. They have an 804 OPS the last 14 days. Neither bullpen is elite. And the Angels bullpen, super taxed. No Angels starter has gone more than 5 innings in the last week plus. So I think plenty of runs should be scored in this one. This line, I think, moved up to 10 at plus 100. So like,
let's see.
Sort of line movement in my direction, but not really.
Let's see. Yeah, 10 and the over is minus 115 now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Good really steam on all of these plays, and it brings us into our last one. You and I are aligned.
Yeah, this is I think this is like the must bet of the day, but I must warn you, Peter, Chelly is on the over. The Chell God is on the over. So
you mean Chelly, who's specialized in hockey?
Yes, exactly.
With all due respect to Chelly, I'm not very worried. I mean, anything could happen, but with all due respect, like, I'm not particularly worried. Respect to Chelly out there. You might be watching, might not. Respect. I'm not worried.
He should probably rethink it. But the Royals have a 72 WRC plus the last 30 days. That is last in baseball.
What's that, Colby? Shout out STL0220 for subbing with Prime. You're a stud. Continue, Colby.
What a stud. What an absolute stud. But yeah, the Royals are last in baseball on WRC plus the last 30 days. Luke Weaver has a 6.27 ERA, but a 4.5 xERA. And this is easily his easiest matchup to date. He's actually faced a lot of good teams this year. And it's very hard pitching in Great American Ballpark, as we know. This Reds offense is also starting to cool down. They had that stretch, Pete, where they were playing at home, then they were playing in Coors, and then they were in Fenway, and it was just like every good ballpark was on their side. But they have a 94 WRC plus as a team the last 14 days, so they're starting to cool down a little bit. And Greinke, as Lid Lager talked about, he's walked 3 batters in the last 35 innings and owns a 3.28 ERA and a 3.5 FIP over that span. Really well. So Greinke throwing 87 is getting it done more than Adam Wainwright's getting it done throwing 87. Like they're definitely in different levels.
Greinke throws an 89-mile-an-hour fastball and a 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
It's legendary. Pete, you know what? I'm going 3-0 today.
Look at that. Calling it on stream. But then you still got to grow out the mustache, though. We agreed. You have to. You have to. I'm not joking.
If I don't win today, it's coming tomorrow. It's gotta.
But look, your lip is already growing hair. Like if you then don't buy more into the bit, you are going to lose.
Is that how it works?
That's exactly how it works, Colby.
Okay.
I couldn't be any clearer. We need lip hair.
They really do know.
We do. Good stuff, my man. Again, great picks. I love
I'm hoping for some winners tonight. We're down, but we're taking it one day at a time, like always, and just trying to give the people some winners. So
Rome wasn't built one day, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Sounds good, brother.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who we got next in the queue?
Technically, we're off till Ollie at 6. Tomas said he could come on soon.
Tomas said he could come on soon. Technically, Ollie just got here. Amazing timing, my friend. Yeah, bring him on. Ollie, like kicking me while I'm down. Like I'm a good guy.
You started the chirp.
I mean, you started the chirp.
You started the chirp.
Technically, I started the chirp.
Yeah.
Semantics.
I guess
one good thing about the Yankees is their bullpen. That's all I have.
Okay. That sucks.
Yeah.
Do you see how actually impressively mid the Red Sox are this year? 500 record, 0 run differential, 10-11 versus the AL East, 1 game above 500 versus everybody else. Just exceptionally average baseball team. But I don't know. Very encouraging weekend from the young guns. Houck, Whitlock, and Bayo looked awesome. I know it was against a Aaron Judge-less Yankees lineup, which is bad with Rizzo in his biggest hitless drought of his career and Josh Donaldson on the back end and no Stan on Sunday, but still, it was encouraging.
Just get in your place.
I got one play, and it's not hitting, but I'm a man of my word, and I put it in this morning.
No, you're good at betting. Why is it not hitting?
Because it has come across my timeline and every other avenue of which you consume information that The Arizona Diamondbacks are 22-0 on whatever blah 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 blah. Whatever that trend is
On
came
Monday
out
at 8 p.m.
and
Oh no, I get it. It's so whenever the D-backs are short favorites from anywhere from -105 to -140, they're 22-0 this season.
I don't think it's this season. I think it goes back a few years.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
that
like
would make sense.
I think it's like a yearly long thing.
Is that another one of these
and-
Ben Carey things? Shout out Ben Carey, who said because the Padres or the Rockies beat the Padres back in 2018 that it affects you, Darvish versus Comber.
Correct. It's one of those things, but I'm on the Rocky side of it.
I like that.
Which is not good because every grandmother that's placing a bet today sees that stat of 22-0 and takes Diamondbacks. But
every bot,
yeah, it's just like I don't know baseball, but this says 22-0, so I'm going to take it, and that's what people are doing. Maybe it's just in this little clique of gambling Twitter, but still alarming nonetheless that some very not bright baseball minds are using that as a reason to take the Diamondbacks today. That's why I don't think it's hitting. But when I labbed it up and I didn't think it was hitting, I said Tommy Henry gets to come back home where he's been a lot better this year, coming off probably his worst start of the season against the Nationals. I think that was his last start, right? Was it out against the Nats where he let up a grand slam to Stone Garrett? Was that his last start? I can't remember if that was his last start or if that was 2 starts ago, but
I think it was his last start because his last start was against the Nats, right?
Right, in Nats Park.
So. Yeah.
He let up that grand slam early, but really wasn't bad after that. And again, Tommy Henry is just he's kind of an anomaly. Like nothing is sexy about him, but his expected numbers are good. He kind of limits hard contact. He doesn't really have any good stuff. I say good. They're a lot better than they were last year. They're improvements from last year. So a step in the right direction if you are looking at a career of a pitcher. Oh, he came in the league, he got roughed up. What do you do? He makes adjustments, comes back next year. Everything looks better from an advanced statistics point of view. And we have the Phillies who either score 10 runs or 2 runs. There's no in between with this team. Same thing happened last year. They either are on fire or they're ice cold. And honestly, traveling all the way east to west, that definitely mattered for me. I'm not a Matt Strom guy. I know he's not going deep, so you're giving me the Phillies bullpen-ish game against a Diamondbacks team that is hot. I know it's just the Tigers, but they show no fight. Everybody knows Corbin Carroll is a bona fide superstar. I'll say it if nobody else has the balls to say it.
I've been saying that shit.
Dynasty prospect.
I said he's not even competing for National League Rookie of the Year. He's competing for MVP.
He could be. He's
amazing. He has no holes in his game. Tell me something Corbin Carroll does at a below average level. You can't.
He's short. That's all I got.
Jose Altuve is too, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I guess so.
The best Red Sox of all time, Dustin Pedroia.
I mean, that's just a wild statement, but he is short. And an MVP. And a Rookie of the Year winner.
I mean, what other Red Sox in history has done that? Teddy Ballgame?
Maybe.
Carl Yastrzemski. They have a pretty good history. They have the greatest pitcher of all time, in my eyes, in Pedro Martinez.
One of the greatest, but top 5, definitely top 3, most likely. Big Randy Johnson guy. But
you got Christy Mathewson on your list?
Yeah, I've also got Kurt Laskanik.
Yeah.
There's a throwback name. Kurt the Mechanic Laskanik for those that. Oh, that brings up well. I've got my October 2004 David Ortiz limited time T-shirt.
We're almost getting on 20 years of that.
I know. Can you believe how much the Red Sox ownership is going to sucker the shit out of that next year? Oh my God, the promos are going to be crazy. That's how they're going to get butts and seats. But at the end of the day, this is about the Diamondbacks winning tonight, which won't happen. But I put it in this morning. I'm a man of my word. So here we are. Are we doing a Prize Picks entry today?
No, we'll do one tomorrow.
Okay,
we can still give out one
if
for the people.
Anybody wants a Prize Picks entry square today? James Paxton under 1.5 walks. The Rockies are just abysmal. They're coming off course. They just got absolute bodied up by Blake Snell, who walks the ballpark, and he just didn't walk anybody. James Paxton has looked very good this year, aside from one start in Los Angeles, where he got touched up. The Rockies don't walk. They're 28th in walk percentage against lefties the last 14 days and like 25th against lefties in general this year. I think James Paxton has a good start. I don't know if I have the balls to take a Fenway Park under because I think Fenway Park overs are one of the more profitable MLB bets this year for a number of different reasons. But I think James Paxton pitches well today, limits the walks, attacks the Rockies hitters, makes them put the ball in play, or at least attacks the zone, So I like James Paxton under walks if anybody wants prize pick century. But at the end of the day, Diamondbacks, that's my play. It won't hit. Don't take it. But I'm up here spewing it anyway.
W. Good stuff, my man. I think it's going to hit, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I liked it this morning after the last 2 hours of seeing that thing going around and hearing it on other certain streams. I'm not optimistic.
You could spin it as if, I got a 22-0 trend on my side. Just lie.
Yeah, but I don't like betting on those. Just like today,
like
you couldn't pay me to bet on the Tampa Bay Rays today because when bad teams are hot, do not fade them. I don't get why people want to bet the Rays today personally. I know the Athletics are a piss poor, absolutely awful ball club, but they're on a 5-game win streak. If I was betting that game, I'd take the first 5, but I don't have the balls to do it 3 days in a row, so I'm laying off.
Good shit, my man. We'll talk to you soon, all right? Good stuff per usual.
Yeah, go Sox.
Nope. Peace. Tomas Romo is our last contributor here to give out picks. Coming off a pretty solid weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I had a great weekend. I went, what was that? I think I went 4-2 yesterday. Picked up a little bit over 2 units, or picked a little bit over 2 units. But no, feeling really good.
Keep building.
So yeah, I got 3 plays today, and it's kind of funny because
King Castro just subbed with Prime. What a stud! Thank you, my friend. Sorry,
and it's funny because I'm gonna first get into this game, the Reds Royals game. And I think you'll agree with me on this. I think you first start, betting on baseball, and you I think this is a play where I would look at maybe like a month ago, I'm picking the Reds. And I've come on here, the last week and said, I love me some Cincinnati Reds. But 2 reasons. I'm going with the Royals today, 1.5 units on it as well, because 2 reasons. One, there's no reason that this line should be relatively close. And I know it's gotten some buyback towards the Reds, but at the same time, if I looked at this game and just saw it on paper, I'm saying, dude, there's no way the Reds aren't sitting here at like a minus 135, 130. The fact that the Royals opened as a favorite blew my mind. Also, too, Reds are taking in, I think it was like 65% of the tickets, but the Royals right now are getting 60% of the money.
More. I'm looking at 75% on the Reds. So it's natural line movement.
Yeah, it's natural line movement at that point. And I go, it just blows my mind. And again, if I was, a month ago or even last year, I would say, I don't care. I'm betting the Reds because they're hot. They're the better team, whatever. The Royals suck. But no, I have this sneaky suspicion because I also do like the under in this game. I know you're on the under for 2 reasons. One, Zach Greinke, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where if it was any other pitcher besides Zach Greinke, I'd probably not play this at all. But he's a veteran guy. He's at home, and he's not bad. Like he's still here. He's still here. He's still doing it. Throwing 87, 88 miles an hour, and that's like I said, if it was anybody but Zach Greinke, I wouldn't touch it. But Luke Weaver has had this is going to be his 4th start or his 4th potential good start. He's had 3 straight, 2 straight. People are now starting to get a realization of like, hey, maybe this Luke Weaver guy is pretty good. I remember him back in the day when he was with St. Louis and he was one of their top prospects, whatever. But now let's flip the script, and he's now pitching for the Reds. He's pitching really well, and now Ellie De La Cruz is there. Everyone's on the Reds. I don't like it. Give me the Royals. It's disgusting. It's fishy. No one wants to be on Kansas City today, but I got the stones to do it. So let's go Kansas City.
I mean, the only reason I'm saying that I wouldn't play Kansas City is because it's Kansas City. But everything else, like I like the starting pitcher better. I think the Royals bullpen is more rested and they're at home. I think it's a good play. The only problem was it's the Kansas City Royals. All right, what else you got?
Next up, Giants-Cardinals game. I am all in on the G-Men. I had them yesterday to bounce back after Kyle Hendricks almost threw a no-hitter against them on Saturday, and I like them again in this spot. The Cardinals, it's tough because I love St. Louis. Like, I just love their lineup on paper. I mean, you have Arenado, you have Goldschmidt. I mean, the list goes on and on of just talent on that team, but they can't win. The Giants, on the other hand, I like them in the spot. This is a system match for me. Non-divisional road favorites, 61% this year and with a 10% ROI. The Cards ERA, 4.28 as a team. And the Giants are 10-6 against lefties. So I'm going to play that spot for them as well. And the Cardinals are 20-29 against right-handers this year. And they're going against a righty and Logan Webb today. Only reason I'm not playing the first 5 is because it's the Giants. I don't like their offense well enough that they're going to be able to score 3, 4, 5 runs right off the bat. Logan Webb traditionally goes to 6, 7 innings, gives up maybe 2, 3 runs. I would hate to lose a first 5 because it's 2-2. I'm going to play the full game. I like the Giants bullpen because, like I said, the Cardinals haven't been able to pitch pretty much at all through this point of the season. I'm going to fade St. Louis. I don't like that they're at home, but I like the G-men in the spot. They got some line move in their favor as well. It matches a system. Let's go Giants.
I like the Giants play too. I think they have the better matchup today. Play number 3.
I got the over in this Tampa Bay Oakland game tonight. And it's, to me, this seems like a no-brainer, and I hate coming on and saying this seems like a no-brainer, free play, whatever, because Oakland's won 5 straight. Zach Eflin's on the bump. The line opened at 7.5, and a part of me sat there and thought, well, if this line's going up, then their runs are going to be scored. And the fact that Oakland's won 5 straight games, and if you bad teams, they'll go on their runs. I know Ollie just came on and was talking about it, but he has a point. I wouldn't touch the Rays today. I'm not saying the A's are going to come out and win, but 8.5 runs, just kind of the way the line has moved, and with the A's being hot, they're going to score some runs. Maybe they're starting to figure things out offensively. I don't know. I'm not going to be the judge of that, but I know for a fact Tampa Bay is going to score. I know they're going to put up at least 4 or 5 runs themselves. I'm hoping for a 5-4, 6-4 game. I don't care who wins, but I like this over an 8.5. This is probably my favorite play of the day, but there's going to be runs scored in Oakland tonight.
Interesting. I didn't really think about the total in this game because I was so obsessed with the fact that the A's are
right
the best team in baseball.
Yeah, they've won
at least
5
over the last week. They have not lost.
I thought about it. I sat there and looked at it and said, am I going to be that guy today? And I said, no, I only have 3 plays. I'm not going to lose like half a unit because I was trying to be smart today. I was like, I'm going to bet the over and I'm cool with it. So give me the over 8.5. I love the spot. And I just see some runs being scored. I think Zach Eflin, he's due for a regression start. And all I need is Oakland to put up maybe 2-3 runs against him. I bet they scratch off a run or 2 against the bullpen. And like I said, I know the Rays are going to score some runs tonight.
Good stuff, my man. As always, I got nothing for you. Good analysis, good talk. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
See you later, Peter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a video from Ben Carey. Always kills it with the video plays. I'm very excited to see this. Fair warning from producer Cohen. Audio is a little bit loud. So we'll give you 5 seconds to kind of turn down your volume because he's about to blow up a gasket. Let's hear it.
One deep into left center field with good carry on it, and that ball is gone. Randy Rosarena. Grounded, and Witt is going to come to the plate, and out at home plate. This ball smashed deep out to right center. It is gone. High deep drive. Way out there to right. Backing up. Brown turning now. Oh, tagged into right on the line. Berea back. She's gone. Into the bullpen.
Holy shit, that was awesome.
It was so good.
He used the first ever dubstep song that was ever created. W Ben. I love the videos. I do love the videos. But yeah, here are Ben's plays. Great stream, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We love doing these. Oh, yeah, Javon. What happened to Javon? I mean, classic Javon. Just being afraid of making picks on stream. All right, let's get to Javon's plays. What do we got for Javon? Javon, yeah, the squad rise the Mariners. Is that it? Mariners today, people. Remember, a couple of codes. Just baseball and prize picks. Just baseball and BetMGM. Producer code, if you could drop the Pikkit link. Remember, Pikkit is a free app. Download it. Sync your sportsbook. Use code Peter. Absolute no-brainer. How about we raid somebody? Should we raid somebody? I see, yeah. Who does everyone want? I see Ref That Bets is streaming right now. Should I send you guys all to Ref That Bets? Sure, he's got some plays cooking. What do we think? Should we raid Ref That Bets? Let me know in chat. Yee? Yes. Should we raid Ref That Bets? Yes, Ref. Let's do it. We're going to give Ref That Bets the raid. Do we know how to do it? We're going to try. We're going to try. Learning how to raid. All right, we're raiding him. Love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Remember, not gambling advice, all right? Peace out, everybody.